In living life, humans are always faced with two choices, namely choosing to be a good person or a bad person. Both are different and very different traits. In this video we will discuss 10 reasons why good people often get hurt. Number 1. Always put others first. Good people always put others first, a concept known as altruism. Altruism is the behavior of putting others before oneself, which is the opposite of egoism. People who have an altruistic nature tend to prioritize the interests of others before themselves. They are ready to help, make sacrifices, and have a high sense of empathy. Although this behavior is commendable, one also needs to pay attention to one's own needs in order to benefit others and oneself. Altruism can bring benefits such as better physical and mental health, increased happiness, and better relationships. However, focusing too much on altruism can also lead to potential problems such as ignoring personal needs and the risk of harm. In a religious context, prioritizing public interests and being filial to parents are also recommended values. Number 2. Caring too much about other people's feelings. Nice people tend to care too much about other people's feelings, which can lead to behavior that puts less personal needs first. They often put the interests of others first and are ready to help and make sacrifices. However, focusing too much on other people's feelings can make a person vulnerable to emotional exhaustion and neglecting their own needs. While a caring and considerate attitude towards others is a good thing, on balance it is important that a person also pays attention to their personal well-being. A caring and considerate attitude towards others can also be seen as part of a kind and compassionate personality. Number 3. His kindness is often taken advantage of. Good people are often the targets of people who take advantage of their kindness. A research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found a correlation between a person's personality and their financial condition. The results revealed that good people had smaller amounts of savings and were more likely to experience financial difficulties. They tend to pay less attention to money and more often use their money to treat people or lend money, even when they themselves are having difficulties. This can leave them vulnerable to exploitation by people who take advantage of their kindness. While good behavior is highly valued, it is important for good people to remain vigilant and learn to negotiate their generosity with those around them. Number 4. The existence of complex human nature and injustice. Good people often suffer because of the complex nature of humans and the injustices in this world. Even though they do good things, this does not necessarily prevent them from suffering. The Bible provides examples of righteous people who experienced suffering, such as Joseph, David, Job, Jeremiah, and Paul, which show how God can use the suffering of righteous people for His relationship with believers. The suffering of good people can also be seen as God's protection and as a means of surrendering to Him. Even though good people often experience suffering, good qualities such as fortitude, honesty, and kindness remain highly valued. God also uses suffering as a means to respond to every suffering with the right attitude. Number 5. Often considered weak, innocent, and easy to take advantage of. Good people are often considered weak, innocent, and easily taken advantage of by other people. They tend to be less able to express tenderness because they worry that they will appear too weak, innocent, and easy to take advantage of. Good people also often avoid feeling like they want to be important and don't need recognition for the good deeds they do. They are always ready to help, make sacrifices, and are often too kind-hearted to be vulnerable to being taken advantage of by others. The term naive is often used to describe the nature of people who are too innocent and gullible. Even though good people often experience suffering, doing good still has high value, and this suffering does not reduce the kindness they show. Number 6. Often not given the opportunity to defend yourself. Good people are often not given the opportunity to defend themselves and must accept unfair treatment. This happens because good people tend to be less able to express tenderness because they are worried that they will appear too weak, innocent, and easy to take advantage of. Good people also often avoid feeling like they want to be important and don't need recognition for the good deeds they do. They are always ready to help, make sacrifices, and are often too kind-hearted to be vulnerable to being taken advantage of by others. While this behavior is laudable, it is important for good people to remain vigilant and learn to negotiate their generosity with those around them. Good people also need to learn to express their needs and opinions clearly and firmly so that they are not easily taken advantage of by others. Number 7. Too sensitive to other people's feelings. Good people often feel sad and shed tears because they are too sensitive to other people's feelings. According to research, crying is the body's natural response to emotions such as sadness and can help reduce tension and provide space for the healing process. Crying is also considered the body's natural way to cleanse the heart of feelings that are too heavy and can improve emotional health. People who cry easily are often considered to have high empathy and are able to understand other people's feelings well. Although crying is often considered a sign of weakness, it can actually indicate a person's strength and courage to express their emotions. Number 8. Often becomes the target of bad people. Good people are often the targets of bad people who use their kindness and vulnerability as a cover to commit unlimited evil deeds. Good people tend to avoid the feeling of wanting to be important and do not need recognition for the good deeds they do, even against people who do evil to them. They are also often too kind, easy to trust, and do not prioritize their own interests, making them vulnerable to exploitation by bad people. While this behavior is laudable, good people need to be vigilant and learn to recognize the intentions of others, as well as learn to negotiate their generosity with those around them. Number 9. Having experience of being hurt in the past. The experience of being hurt in the past does not automatically make someone evil. Being good or evil is an individual choice. Good people always avoid the feeling of being important, wanted, and needed. They usually don't need people's recognition, even those who have done evil to them. Good people don't want to show that they are good. They are always good at controlling their emotions, seem very patient and tolerant. They do not prioritize their own interests. Good people also tend to have positive thoughts and are rarely influenced by negative thoughts such as envy. Although painful experiences can affect a person, being good or evil remains an individual choice. Number 10. Often hurt in romantic relationships. People who are often hurt in romantic relationships often have extraordinary hearts and are worthy of being their dream partner. Those who often have their hearts broken tend to be stronger in facing obstacles in relationships, avoid drama, and don't exaggerate problems. They also seem to have a soft heart and take the relationship in a clear direction. This bitter experience forms emotional strength and fortitude in facing relationships, thus making them worthy of being their dream partner. Although painful experiences can affect a person, being good is still the best choice for each individual rather than being evil. Thus, being kind is a choice that brings benefits both to oneself and others, which can only be done by quality people.